to the get ready for the day routine where we do a head to toe, warm up your body, get moving, get dancing, and so you can face the day a little more awake, a little more alive. This is the beginner routine and it's suitable for everybody. So even if you've never done anything like this before, join us and do what you can do and build up slowly. We set realistic goals here. And at the end of it, we always dance, and we are learning merengue, which you all already know the steps to, because it's just this. And it's just as you would walk normally, and we are learning some techniques slowly but surely to add to it to make it look a little cooler. And so we will be happy for you newcomers joining, and for those of you who have been here, we're going to continue on with our exercises that are going to help us down the road when we start doing some of the body movement. But for now, Flutterflies, magnetize your feet to the earth. So pretend the earth is a big magnet, and the bottom of your feet are completely magnetized. So your toes, the middle of your toes, the balls of your feet, your arches, the outside of your foot, and your heels are all stuck to the ground, super sturdy, so you're like a tree. So the top half can blow in the wind, and take a couple breaths in and out. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, and in through your nose, and out through your mouth. And loosening the knees a little bit and then straightening them. This isn't like a true knee bend. This is just the loosen and straighten. And as you're doing that, start bringing the arms up and down. So kind of it's like a little bit of a pulse. And then your elbows at your side, your lower arms. You're going to start to move upwards. And you're going to rotate them very slightly outwards, as much as you can, even if it's only a tiny bit. A lot of these I exaggerate so you can see them, but they tend to be much smaller movements. So you just want to kind of get the direction of it. And we're going to do the same thing again. Rotate outwards. And making your arms into noodles. No bones, no muscles. And just lifting up the elbows and letting the elbows fall down. Everything else is one. Elbows coming up. This is for our arm movements later on to make our arms much richer and more depth in them as we're dancing. Leading with the elbows. And closing your hands. And we're going to come back to that, moving your wrists from side to side. And flap your hands up and down. And point them inwards, outwards. Let's come back to some more hand movements. So we're going to do push down one finger at a time, and if your fingers don't really do this kind of movement, you can use your other hand to help them down. We'll lay it down there, see if you can hold it like just a millisecond before it pops back up again. So you're trying to use those to activate that part. So we're going to go thumb, middle, oh I'm sorry, index, middle, ring, pinky, thumb, middle. I keep saying middle. I was up very late last night, so I'm a little bit tired. And short, one finger at a time. Okay, now we're starting at the pinky. Try and hold it there. Ring, middle, that's, the circulation, our blood has a long way to go to get there. And I usually think about things in terms of dance, do the other hand now. And if you're dancing and your hands are just kind of hanging there and dead looking, it doesn't really look nice. You really want to finish out the line. But if you don't practice warm your hands up and get them activated, it's really, especially if you are in the middle of something, to activate that last part, to give it that kind of that finishing touch. So with that, and for reason of circulation and just for life. Hi Cameron, good morning. So bring back the thumb, index, middle, key, and reversing it. So on the dancing front also, we're going to be just trying to activate one of our fingers for leading, and we'll need more than that, but it's this one in particular that we're going to lead in. And even if you don't intend to dance with somebody, it's just a good skill to have, so we're going to learn it little by little as we go along. So now we're going to take just our middle fingers and press them downwards, or if you want, do it one at a time, but you're trying to get them more or less straight and pointing inwards. And the reason for this is later on when we learn leading skills, your follower is going to be just hanging their fingers onto this like a hook, and that's how you're going to guide them. And it's a very, very convenient way to guide the person you're dancing with, to guide your follower. And it's very easy for them to move and to transmit the signal of what you want them to do from yourself to your followers. So that's why we do that one. Okay, so put your hands at a symmetric angle, and just kind of clapping, chicken. And hands on your side, and going up. And you're going to, I had to rush the things on Wednesday, so we're going to do one more time today, do a couple of new things, different things, and some good stuff too. And taking your right arm, and you're going to bend it up, and bring up the elbow, and then straighten it out. And we're going to reverse that. We're going to bring the hand in, drop the elbow, and the hand goes down. So your hand is moving upwards, however much you can, if it doesn't extend all the way to your shoulder, you just do it wherever it goes. And then the elbow is lifting, stretching out, and then bringing in the hand, dropping the elbow, and dropping the hand. Let's do it more. The hand is folding up, elbow, hand, hand, elbow, hand. On the other side, bring your hand up, your elbow up, stretching out your arm, and then reversing it, hand, elbow to the ground, hand to the ground, hand up, elbow up, hand out, hand in, elbow down, hand down. One more, hand up, elbow up, hand out, hand in, elbow down, hand down. Good job, very nice. And lifting the shoulders up and pressing them down, lifting them up and pressing them down, and nodding a big yes. And a big no. Coming back to the middle. And we're gonna, if you have neck issues, skip this next part, but we're going to be just at the top of our neck, tilting one ear towards our shoulder, and coming back, and the other shoulder, back. shoulders. So we're going to roll it forward. And then we're going to be rolling them back. As you roll them back, feel like you're pulling your chest upwards toward the sky. And the last one's the biggest one. And butterflies, as you go about your day, every time you think of this, just think, oh, shoulders. Roll them back, give yourself a nice posture, and try to activate that muscle memory. Okay, so planting ourselves again with our feet magnetized to the ground. You can loosen your knees here if you want, or keep them straight. And we're just going to tilt our shoulders from side to side. This is just the upper part of your body. So let's do the rest of this thing still. Yes, sleep is extremely important. Do as I say, not as I do. Unfortunately, in this, in this kind of dance scene, the Latin scene, a lot of it happens later in the evening. This sleep does get shortened, especially, I usually get up early too. That's my best time in the morning, and it's the time that we do our get ready for the day routine. I do try to sleep during the day though. That's, in that in-between part. So we are gonna go back to our knees, and we're gonna do like our medium bend, and this one you wanna kind of tighten up your legs before you start to bend them. Feel them engaging, and when you bend, you're gonna want your knees to go straight over your feet. So you might have to adjust your feet to where you can get your knees in the right position to go straight over them. And once we get to the bottom of our knee bend, and it's a medium bend, so it's not super deep, you're gonna push the ground away from you instead of you pushing away from the ground. So that makes sense. It's like you want to push the ground away instead of just rising up. It's not like you're going up, you're staying where you are, the ground is going down because you're pushing it. Okay, tightening your legs, and your knees are going over your toes, and the bottom, you're pushing the ground away from you. And tightening your legs, knees going over your toes, and pushing the ground away from you. And tightening your legs, knees going over your toes, and pushing the ground away from you. Tightening your legs, knees going over your toes, pushing the ground away. And last one, tightening your legs, knees going over your toes, and biggest push of all with your whole magnetized foot. Away goes the ground. Shop there flies out a little bit. And we are going to do our first set of standing crunches. If you're new here, start out with 2 or 3 and build up. For those of you who've been here, we are doing 3 sets of 12. So this is the first one. These on Wednesday because of the time crunch. So, all right. So you're going to be tightening your middle like you're getting a cramp, like you're bowing over because of the cramp. And when you come up, I want you to feel like this part here is getting longer and longer and longer and longer and longer, like it's stretching out. And then we're going to repeat it. So here we go. And crimping and lengthening. 1 and 2 and 3. Lengthen each time. And 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 sufficient sleep. It really, really is very important. It's important for your brain, it's important for your body, and you will notice, I'm sure, the difference if you don't get enough sleep on both your, your brain function, and it's a lot easier to get injured. So that's exactly what we don't want if you're overtired. I know life gets busy though, so I do understand. And let's grab our something to hold on to. Mine's too far away today, so mine's going to be imaginary. But your chair, your counter, your table, your wall, whatever it is you have nearby, and we are going to be stretching out our Achilles and this whole back of our calves. So you can hold on with two hands. One leg is going to be in front of the other, and you're leaning towards that front foot. Until you feel that stretch in the back of your calf. I like to go slowly up and down with it, but since it's fascia work, you don't want a sharp movement, you just want a very slow, steady movement. And bringing your leg in a little bit closer, and we're going to be going down on both legs. We want your knees to go right over your toes, but this is to feel a different stretch in your back leg. So a little more of your weight on the back than the front. And pushing the ground away from you to come back up. And switching the legs. So holding on here with two hands. And you're going to push your weight into your front leg. And bring that leg back in closer. And we're going to go down two legs, but you want more of your weight towards the back, or it can be in the middle, but you want to feel this back leg and stretching out and pushing the ground away from you. And we're going to come back to our thing we're holding on to, so don't go too far from it. But let's do our deep knee bends, which is the same thing, but this is, you want to go to your capacity, but you can also hold on to something for balance. And so you want your legs to have tension the entire time. Even when you get to the bottom, you don't want to relax. You want to keep them as though they're tightened, as though they're feeling tension, and you want to push the ground away from you. So the whole time your legs are working. All right, so tightening up your legs, and then your knees are gonna right over your toes, and down to the bottom. Now you're pressing the ground away from you. And tightening your legs, pressing your knees over your toes, and pushing the ground away from you. And tightening your legs. He's going down and pushing the ground away from you. And let's do two more. Tighten your legs. He's going to your toes. Pushing around. Thanks. Is it crisp?
Crisp.
Yeah, thank you. Legs tightening. Knees going over your toes. Pushing the ground away from you. And trying to keep straight up. And stretch your legs and get ready for the second set of crunches. Okay. Remember, if you're new here, start with 2 or 3. We like to set realistic goals and build slowly, so we have, smaller dips as we go upwards rather than, going up and then, having it very difficult to maintain. Okay, so remember, we're going to feel like we're getting crab arms, and as we straighten up, you want this middle part to be lengthening, and I use my hands quite a bit to feel that motion. So if that's what you want to do, I find it helpful. So, all right. So, and 12, and 11, and 10 lengthening, and 9, and 8, and 7 lengthening, and 6, and 5, and 4, lengthening up, whatever. All right, let's lean back. So we are live on YouTube and TikTok. That's where we do our lives. And you can also find us on Instagram and Facebook and what else do we? I think that's like a major one. So we are always happy to see you on any of those. All right, Fireflies. So we're gonna grab hold of whatever we've been holding, two hands again, and we are gonna take our body weight. Now, I talk a lot about this square and how we shift our weight from leg to leg. This is important for dance, but also for life. And oh, thank you for all the heart. Thank you guys. We are forming a square with our shoulders and our hips. So these are the four corners, and these with big lines attaching them. So we're going to take that square, and it's like we're sliding it across a flat surface. We're not tilting it or doing anything like that. We're just keeping it square, and we're sliding it onto one leg so that we're stacked right over that leg. And that's how we position ourselves so we can work with the other leg. So we have what we call a supporting leg and a working leg. And so with the working leg, we are going to just be pressing our heel up and down, and heel up, and down, and heel up, down, up, down, and up, down, and down. So let's reshift that weight. So coming back onto that leg. And you can hold with two hands or one hand. And then we're going to lift the other leg up a little bit, or just bring it in and feel that all of your weight is over that one leg. What keeps our balance is that the square stacks like a tower of blocks over our supporting leg. So that allows this leg some freedom to step or to climb or kick or whatever you want to do with it. So we're just going to hold our balance a little, and then coming back, and your weight comes over it, and shifting back, keeping that square straight, and lifting your working leg up. And this is not what you're holding on to. It's not to hang on. It's just to help you if you need to touch to keep your balance. And back down. Keep your supporting leg a shake, and then hold on with the other hand. Oh, let's start with the two hands, and then we are going to be again taking our square, shifting over that supporting leg, and we're going to be raising and lowering the heel of the working leg. And raising and lowering. And then we're going to reshift that weight. So we're going to just kind of come back to the middle. Let that square sliding onto your supporting leg. And then you're going to pick up this working leg that's on the outside. Or alternatively, you're just going to slide it in and so you can raise a little here. And this is just, you're just touching it for a little bit of extra security. But you're not hanging on it. You want to stay nice and square. And back down. We're shifting over again. Taking that square, shifting back on that leg. And lifting up. And this nice square shape will allow you to do a lot. Okay, shaking out. Working leg. And let's go to our last set of crunches. It was there. The week, and then we'll do a little bit of stretching. All right, so tightening up your middle, and let's pull you over and lengthening, come up, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. here. And stay there a minute. We're going to start to, I would like gravity to take us down. And then straighten your knees up. And staying down. Over. And we're going to stay here for 4 counts. And then we're going to inhale. And when we exhale, we're going to try and go a little bit lower, even if it's only a tiny bit. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and inhale. And exhale lower. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and inhale. And exhale lower. One more, butterflies. 1, 2, 3, 4, and inhale. And exhale, foot there, and come back up again. Good job. Shake out your legs a little bit. And then we're gonna roll down a little bit again. But this time I just want you to swing a little from side to side. Relax that. And roll back up. And grab onto your, whatever you're grabbing onto again. And moving to the side. And come up. Try to keep your hips in place. And keep them sturdy. And to the side. Come up. To the side. Come up. And on this last one, we're going to hold it. I want you to feel like again, like you did during the crunches, that your middle part is lengthening before you go over it. And we're going to sit here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling. And coming back up and lengthening again in your middle. And grabbing on with your other hand. Remember to keeping your hips square here. And we're going to go to the side. And come back. And to the side. And come back. To the side. And come back on this last one. Lengthening up. And over and stretching. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling. Exhaling, go a little bit lower. And when you're coming up, you're going to lengthen, 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 lengthen. And back again. Very good. Flare thighs. Again, shaking it out. And we are going to move on to the dancing portion of this morning routine. So, for those of you who have not danced before, this is a dance called merengue. And the steps are just as you would walk. So you just need to keep your feet moving. That's all you're doing. You're just kind of walking to the music. But we've been doing all kinds of things while we've been walking to the music to practice keeping that rhythm going with our feet, walking along, while we're doing other things with our arms or turning around or that kind of thing. So we've been walking forwards and backwards at various angles. We've been rotating slowly to one side and then the other, so we'll do that very slowly. We have been doing arms, so we've been raising them up and lowering them, so you're walking along the whole time. And we've been bringing one arm up, and it drops behind our head. And then the elbow drops straight to the ground. So you can reach your body, and then you're gonna slide it down. And we're doing the other side, raising it up, dropping the upper arm to our head, and the elbow goes in. And the elbow is going to go straight down to the floor until you can reach your body, and then sliding up your hand off. And putting our hands on our hips. So we've been putting them out to this side, and then as they come towards our hips, we're gonna, if you put your hands a little bit upwards, we're gonna rotate them downwards. That's the feeling you want. So we're gonna be keeping our elbows forward as we bring them to our hips. So we're gonna try not to let them sag all the way back like that. We're gonna try and keep them a little bit we've been doing a side step, together, together. I'm going to be calling all this out. I know it's a lot, but we will do this all together, and I'll be running you through it. And the important thing is, even if you miss something, keep your feet going. Keep your feet going the whole time. If you lose the rhythm, it's okay, start again and keep going. And so we've been doing exercise, which we are starting to turn, so we're taking our whole square, and we're starting to turn everything, except it's like we've forgotten about one of our legs. We leave it behind, and then we're going to come back to it. And we're going to do the same thing again. We are turning that whole body, except for that one leg, which gets left behind. We move to both sides. That is for our future stepping turn, which is, instead of learning to pivot on one leg, which takes a lot of time, we're going to be stepping a little circle when we're doing our dancing later on, and this is just a progression for it because I want you all to have really the base technique. So a lot of the stuff that we're doing now, we are doing it for the future. So it's because that, let's repeat the exercise that we did on Wednesday so we don't forget it, and then we'll work more with that next week. So we have, we took our square and we shifted it over one leg, and then we're going to be stepping on our other leg, but we're going to step on it and take our whole body with us. So it's like we're squashing something. We're going to step on that leg with our entire body and then sink down with it. So if you see, my square is coming from this leg. I'm squared over it. And that whole square is moving over this leg, and then this leg sinks down. And then I'm doing the same thing on the other. This one with me, we're not going to do with music. This one's just a slow one. And we're taking a step to the side with our whole square and sinking down. And go to the other side. So before we even step, we want to have our square shifting to go over it and then sinking down. And the other side. So we're taking our square and shifting it right over and then sinking down. So it's a little bit like our zombie walk, that we're trying to get this whole side of the body to move together and get right over your foot and right over your foot. This is going to be eventually what we're going for. It's going to look something like this. We're going to be shifting our weight quickly from foot to foot, and that's how we kind of get that flavor. But for now, let's just dance, let's have a good time, enjoy it, and we'll call out everything, and let's go. toes going towards the ground. Right. And elbows dropping down. And down. And my arms are coming to the side. And together. So that's the end of the going back. Good forward again. And going backwards. Going to the side on the knee. Step together, step together, step together. Together, step together, step together, step together, step together. Thank you for getting up, and even if you just get here and that's all you do, that is your first step into the world of movement, and it's a slow build. It's all about the repetition rather, doing things over and over again. And I know sometimes it's hard, but it's a lot easier when we do it together. And I am always so happy to see all of you. We will jump on again for intermediate, get ready for the day routine. Welcome to join. But otherwise, we will see you back here on Monday, if not before. Stay tuned for the other stuff we're posting